Hello, beautiful soul, my Libra friend. Welcome to the Divine Phoenix Rising Tarot. I am Zachary. Thank you for joining me here today. So this is going to be your read for the week of October 30th through November 5th. I'm just going to dive right in here and get started. We're going to start with your animal totem for the week. So Spirit, what do we have for Libra for October 30th through November 5th? And you guys, if you could like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you guys are enjoying what I'm doing here. It's those are some of the best ways to support me. And I do have my Cash App and PayPal in my description and on the video here if you feel like supporting me in those ways as well. Thank you so much, and I love you. And if not, I love you. Thank you for being here. So let's get on into what your animal totem is for the week. And also check out your rising moon and Venus signs too. So if you're interested in love that comes through here, definitely check out your Venus and check out your moon too. It's going to be the way that you're connecting emotionally. It's going to give you a little bit more information on love specifically, because your sun sign is your ego. Okay, it's definitely giving you a good view of what's going on. But check out those other signs too. Oh, and if you haven't seen, I'm throwing a sweepstakes contest for hitting 1,000 subscribers a few days ago, even though I'm closer to 1,500 now. You guys, awesome. Thank you so much. Check out my video on my community page or the video I have for 1,000 subscribers. I'm giving away a free 60-minute reading. The instructions on how to enter are right there on that video, so feel free to take a look at it. If you're new here, you're more than welcome to apply as well. And I'm excited to see who's going to win, okay? Now let's actually get into it. All right. What do we have, Spirit? Oh, dog. Friendo. Doggo friendo. I like this card. So, dog, today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. Hello, friend. Aww. And that's this week, you know, not just today. So awesome. I love that. I love that for you. And I love that for everybody who is your friend as well. So we're going to get right into the general reading. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you for joining again. If you're new, either way, I am including an additional card for each love and career section. So I'm going to go through the general reading and then we'll get into love specifically and career. So it's a little bit longer. I did Aquarius and Gemini already, and they both ended up being about an hour long. So I was trying to keep it down to 20 minutes in the first place, but honestly, even the more comfortable I get with doing this, it just is getting longer and longer. And that's just because, I don't know, Spirit has some things to say. And I appreciate you guys, the outpouring of love that you've been giving. Those of you that have donated, either in comments or just the time you're taking to watch these videos, or in a monetary means, thank you so much. I am absolutely blown away in the best possible way by this response. I just feel like I'm here for a reason these days, and that makes me feel really, really good. So, Spirit, what do we have for Libra for October 30th through November 5th? So thank you, guys. All right. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Hermit, and Six of Pentacles. So there's definitely some notes of balance, which, surprise, surprise, that's been coming through for just about everybody. Seven of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and Six of Cups. Some need for balance, meditation, again, surprise, you guys. There's something about the past that's coming through, though, that may not be making you feel very good. So we'll investigate that. Let's pull for love and career. And I am feeling a little bit better today. I did Aquarius and Gemini last night or yesterday, trying to get ready. I'd like to have these videos ready for you guys at like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., just launched, ready to go. But like I was telling those signs too, I just decided to open up a little bit more about my story, especially as you guys are just excited to join this journey with me too. So I do have narcolepsy. I was actually diagnosed last year, but it's something I struggled with my whole life. And we are adjusting medications and things, and doing stuff like this definitely takes a lot of energy, and I love to give it. I mean, this is what I want to do. This is my gift to the world. But I have my own health things going on, and last night, yesterday especially, I was just so wiped out. And so I was just explaining to them, like, if you're going to stick around for the journey, you're going to see my energy levels were probably going to shift day by day, and that's normal for everybody. But me, when I'm wiped out, I'm wiped out. Narcoleptics fall asleep during the day and they can't sleep at night. So it's just a nightmare, really. There's nothing fun about it, but I do my best to make light of it these days because, what can you do? King of Cups, the Moon, and Five of Wands is going to be in your love section. So, definitely kind of a combative energy, I'll be honest. But there's something about something unknown, or possibly even secret. We'll take a look at it. The Empress, Knight of Wands, and Seven of Wands. That's going to be for your career. So, you guys have an interesting energy this week. Definitely stick around for these. I'll put chapters down so you guys can jump ahead if you want to, but I highly recommend that you stay for the whole read because there's a lot of jewels popping through. So, your energy coming into this week here is the Four of Pentacles. And Four of Pentacles is an energy of stability and security, but it can also be a bit of a miser card. So this individual is clutching her purse, or whoever this is, clutching their purse to their chest because they are so focused on their coin. And not just focused on making it, but like holding it in a place of security and over security is kind of what I'm getting from this. So I think some of you or a lot of you are feeling, maybe you're feeling a bit of lack, or you're coming out of a place of feeling lack. So you're holding on to your security financially in a way that is a little overboard. She's got an entire, 3-ring circus over here and doesn't even notice because she's so busy grasping, clutching her clutch. It's so clutch. But she's missing parts of the world around her. The city that's in the background, they could go visit that, this is their day off, and instead of spending that time to go enjoy themselves or let loose or whatever, they're sitting on their deck and holding a purse. So it's okay, it's important to be focused in a healthy way on your security like this financially, but if you're over focused on it and not letting things be in a state of balance, flow, give and take, so spending appropriately, saving appropriately, showing the universe that you are mature enough to handle that flow of money that's coming in and going out, you're setting off the flow. And you do have Six of Pentacles here later, so I very much feel like, yeah, some of you are coming out of a place of lack. And with that being the case, that's great. With the theme, the way that it's moving, I think that that's very much the case. You may have been struggling, and it may not even be struggling, just there's been a fear towards your finances in some way. Maybe it's been inconsistent. Maybe you've had a lot of outgoing expenses. It's different for everybody, but everything ebbs and flows, you know what I mean? Even in a job where you're paid the same amount, you still ebb and flow with how much you're saving, how much you're spending, and that can affect that energy. So you're being encouraged to just kind of chill, just a little bit, Libra. Not go crazy, but just, you don't need to be so... Why are you so obsessed with your pentacles? Libra, why? That's what I'm getting from that. So the energy that's not important this week is Ace of Swords. And Ace of Swords, just like all of the other cards, can mean several different things. This can be logic. A lot of the times it's just logic. Cutting through the BS. It can be issues in the mind. It can be complicated thinking or the mind causing problems. I feel like this is the mind causing problems. So in this, you can see, you know, this individual has this staircase leading right into their cerebellum, and they're just lasers, you know, just shooting out of her center of her brain there. And this is signifying there's complicated problems and everything around, like math and that sort of thing. Maths. Who wants to do maths? I do. I like math. But this week, it's not important for you to get overly taken by the problems in your mind. You're being encouraged to just chill. And I know that I'm trying to expound on some of these things because I have had comments from people about certain situations, and I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to be diminutive about or to be dismissive about specific situations for people, because anxiety is absolutely real. Mental health concerns and issues, that's all real, you know. It's as real as, you know, any of this is real, which it's all an illusion, but that's my point is what you're experiencing is a real feeling, you know. Anxiety is not just one of those things that you can flip a switch on, but what you can do is find ways to start working with it. It is a switch, but you have to keep switching it, sometimes every half second, until you can start training your brain to get away from some of those neural pathways that are just ground in there. That staircase that's right, those stairs that are in your brain that you have made strong by going through there or by being in situations that have made that something that your brain is good at going to. The purpose of your brain doing that is so that you're more efficient at processing things. And if you've been in traumatic situations, which we all have, but if you haven't been able to process those or heal those yet, then those neural pathways those are your shortcuts. That's where you go first, is to those situations of anxiety. Your amygdala are two little chunks of flesh in your brain, and their job is to alert the system to threats. And the problem with the amygdala is they're they're Mr. Magoo blind. Mr. Magoo! They make loose and sloppy connections to things all of the time. They think that they see something and they very quickly make an attachment to whatever the danger or perceived danger that was happening or had happened in your life before that could be traumatic. It's going to start making a connection to that, even though maybe it shouldn't be. And I say real or perceived because some of it is real danger. You know, some of you have been in situations where there have been violence, where you have been, you know, assaulted. You've been in a situation where your life was in danger. And there are other situations where it may not have been your life that was on the line, but the emotions that were going on were feeling like danger. Like as children, you know, we see those things that may not be life-threatening, but we experience them that way because we're so sensitive. And sensitive is not a bad thing, but it feels more intense than it actually is. And that's why I don't mean to say that it actually is, because in that moment, that's how it is for you. But you may not have been being chased by a lion, you know what I mean? You were just feeling in danger because it was such an intense emotion. So real or perceived is what I'm saying. My point is, what is important is that this is not important this week. It's important for you to start changing the way that affects your life. Because it does affect your life. And if you're not doing something to change it, then you're making the choice to keep it the same. Surprise! So stop that. And I'm not even saying, you know, some of you, maybe a good idea, go look at getting some professional help if that is that bad. There is therapy, there's medication that can help. And I'm not recommending, you know, I'm not a professional, But go, if you need to talk to a doctor or a mental health professional, do that. There are also some fantastic books out there, like everywhere. Dr. Joe Dispenza is one of my favorites too, and I recommended it to, I think Aquarius or Gemini. Anyway, the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself is what I was trying to say. Is a really good one. I've read that one several times, and it's helped me quite a bit. He has a really good way of bringing things into a scope, at least for me, and I think probably for a lot of people because he's sold a lot of books, of making it digestible and making it approachable. So he's not really like a tough love kind of person, but he doesn't, kind of like in my reads sometimes. I love you guys, and because of that, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. Sometimes messages are hard to receive, and sometimes those messages are not easy to assimilate into your life. Probably more often than not, honestly. This isn't a theme park. It's not meant to be a haunted house either, this life, but we're here to put work in. We're here to explore and experience life and what it is to be alive just for the sake of it, and the greater purpose that life is trying to do by experiencing itself is to grow. And growth does not happen without some pain, without some growing pains. So, what is important for you this week is the Hermit. Oh, the Hermit. So the Hermit is going to be probably alone time for a lot of you. But not just alone time. Like, don't just sequester yourself to the bathroom, you know what I mean? Because you want to get away from whomever. This is more of a dedicated alone time. This alone time has a purpose. And that purpose is to go inside. Go inside of yourself, Libra. This is a week for you of self-examination and self-exploration. And part of what you're exploring is the way that you're interacting with your physical resources. Are you maybe reaching or holding on to this too much because you're not dealing with something inside? Is that little kid inside of you maybe not feeling safe, and so you're holding on to a physical resource as a lifeline, or as a what is that called? My goodness. It's so funny, you guys. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll watch these videos, and for the most part, I don't remember a lot of what I said. When I am channeling it, I am letting spirit come through here. So when I'm channeling, I'm really good with my words typically, and I can remember it, but there's silly words that I just forget, and I'll go back and watch it, and I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? A lifesaver. You know, like on a boat, they throw you a lifesaver. So you're feeling like maybe this is how you have felt safe in the past. When your little kiddo is popping up and afraid and scared, if you're not aware that that's what's going on, and you know that money has made you feel safe in the past, at least temporarily, then maybe that's what you're engaging with. That's what your brain is used to going to as a solution. So what I'm getting from this in this card is you're being encouraged to find a different way to approach that inner child. When you start flipping the F out for seemingly no reason, if you start feeling afraid, if you find yourself reacting in ways that don't necessarily make sense to yourself, or other people are approaching you and saying like, what in the hell's going on, you weirdo, you know, in the most loving sense, you're acting in ways that aren't like you, you know, and we all do this, and that's because either something's being triggered, like a pain body or trauma, or it's your kid, or most of the time both. That kid is traumatized. That child that we all are never goes away, and really they're the ones who are kind of still for the most part running the show. We become our own parents and not the parents that raised us. We're supposed to anyway. We have the opportunity to become the parents that we actually needed. And our job as we become adults is to reparent that child. And by doing that, we then get the full benefit of what that child actually is. It's a big ball of freaking divine light, you guys. That light that's here in the lantern, that is the star from the star card. And in most tarot, well, I think, yeah, the standard, most tarot, it shows it as a 6-point star. Star of David is the shape of God. We get down to a specific molecular level, you start seeing that shape inside of literally everything. That's wow. I think that's really, really awesome, you guys. There is a sacred nature in geometry, and having that star be something that's so deeply ingrained in some ancient religions, to have that actually be something that's a part of our atomic makeup, I think it's pretty cool. Especially to have some of these more ancient cultures know about it. How do they know? How did they know? It's for another episode. It's another time. Maybe we'll get into some of those sorts of things, because I do enjoy cool stuff like that. But anyway, that light that's in the lantern is that star, that wish granted. It's hope. And hope comes from your little kiddo. And if you're feeling not very hopeful, if you're feeling pretty ho-hum yourself, humdrum and all that jazz, maybe it's because your little kiddo is feeling bound in some way, or hurt, or scared. If you're lashing out, go talk to your kid. Whatever the reason is, you're being encouraged to go inside, to hermit it up. Hermit up. That is your mission this week, because there is information coming to you that's going to be helpful in your development moving forward, okay? So where this leads, or what it's good for, is the Six of Pentacles. And Six of Pentacles is balance, you guys. Balance, balance, give and take. If your give or take is out in any sort of way, which I feel like it probably is, you know, a lot of these messages honestly can apply to, we all go through this frequently. That's the thing about the tarot, is it's a cycle that just keeps going over and over again. There's nothing new under the sun, and that is represented in the tarot. We are just on a track, really. We get to decide how quickly we want to progress through some of these lessons, how quickly we want to get out of our way. So that's, yeah, kind of what you're being offered here this week, is how quickly do you want to get out of your way? How quickly do you want to find that balance again? I think for a lot of you, you're not giving, which is honestly actually this is one of the first times that that's come through for me, because usually it's receiving for me, or for the signs that I've given it to. You're used to giving, but you're not taking. I'm getting that you're taking too much for yourself. You're not giving enough to other people. And I think that's because you're not in balance inside. Maybe you don't have that to give. Maybe you're taking more from other people because your little kiddo is being a little turd goblin who is just demanding everything, because you as a parent are not going in there to quell the situation. So get on in there and quell it up. Y'all, hermit up. It's time to go talk to that little kid and get things in balance, because it's affecting your daily life. At least at the minimum, the way you feel. And the way you feel is huge in your day-to-day. If you don't feel good, is it even worth it? I mean, you're not going to feel good all the time, but if it's been an extended period of time where you're not feeling even okay, it's time to check up on yourself. And that's a part of this card too. I do think the receiving portion of this is help, and help from yourself. Help yourself so that you can give in a more balanced way. So your challenge for the week is the Seven of Wands. And Seven of Wands is all about defending or protecting you, your energy. This human being is sitting inside of a bubble that they cast, ostensibly, and is perched in a meditative state. So they're grounding themselves and they're finding their center. And that, you know, this is what this week is for you, okay? So to have that pop through as the challenge makes all of the sense. Makes 99 cents. So this is something that I don't think you're used to doing. And even if you are used to doing it, I feel like this week is going to be a little bit tricky. So I didn't mention the lunar eclipse too, because I didn't mention the lunar eclipse in the last videos that I did for everybody. Lunar eclipse is on the 28th. This is coming out early, so if you do catch it before then, you get this information. There was a reason why I didn't mention it. Maybe you just needed to write it yourself, but you see this afterwards, we'll still chat about it, okay? So the eclipses are, like I talked about in the other videos when the solar eclipse was happening, is they're portals. They're connected to the other eclipses that are happening. So lunar to solar, solar to lunar. If you think back to the last eclipse that we had, which I remember when the solar, it was like beginning of May, like early summer, late spring. Think back to what was happening at that time in your life and meditate on what is similar, what themes are coming through that are consistent with what was going on there. It could be a situation where the same thing is popping up, like if you haven't done any processing or maturing in any way on what was illuminated at that time, you're just going to go through the same thing until you figure it out, even just a little bit. Or you could find, like with the wheel, you're spiraling up or spiraling down, you could find that there are similar notes to it, but that you've taken it to another level, or you've championed or accomplished something in that realm that you weren't at before. Like for me, I was in a shitty job that was taking all of me because I was giving it, hoping that it would be the fulfillment that I needed and was longing for. And fast forward to now, the eclipse is here for me. Well, I'm putting all that energy into this, you guys, and it's actually fulfilling me. I still get very tired, but it's much different. So I hope you're getting what I'm connecting here. The theme for me was the energy that I'm giving out, where I'm putting that. So for these eclipses, for me, I learned something. I learned that I don't ever want to do that again, because it broke me down severely. And you don't ever want to do that again. I refuse to ever give as much to anybody beyond myself that I did in that situation. So think back to what was going on for you and try to make the connection now, because you're going to be going inside. It's getting cold outside, so get inside. The weather's getting shady, and start listening to what is being instructed for you to do or for you to pay attention to. And if you've been brought to this video, this could be a part of that instruction. Start listening to you, because the message that's coming around outside here is reflected on the message that's coming on inside too. The initial message is coming inside. So get to the source. The blessing for the week here is Ace of Pentacles. And Ace of Pentacles, this is your opportunities abound, manifestation potential on a 10. So I think this is coming through because you are being asked to take the time to go inside. By going inside and finding that light, or by calming down, get that kid an otter pop, you know what I mean? They're freaking out. By taking care of what you need to on the inside, what you're going to end up doing is seeing opportunities for what they are, and for seeing them a little bit better by stepping away from this miser activity, because this is a little bit self-absorbed, you guys. It just is. I'm not talking about not placing importance on taking care of yourself financially, but if you are focused, if you have too much energy focusing on your money, you're out of balance, okay? And the universe is taking note of that. God, Akasha, your neighbor, they're taking notes, they're keeping receipts, and they're going, well, this individual obviously isn't ready for this abundance of opportunities because they can't even handle this one here in a balanced way. So balance it up. New Balance, y'all. So yes, your blessing for the week here is there's going to be some new opportunities. And I think that for most of you, the new opportunities are the ways that you are navigating your own inner world, the way that you are treating yourself and handling yourself, your traumas, your fears through the years. And others of you, I do feel like there are some financial opportunities that may be presenting themselves, but it's connected to letting go a little bit. And I'm not talking about even going and spending any money. I'm talking about the attitude. I'm not saying like maybe the way your budget is set up or your finances are set up, it's primo. It's the way you need to go. It's the attitude of hanging on to it or needing to protect that. You don't need to protect your money. You need to protect your own energy. And part of your energy right now is that obsession potentially with your finances. And I understand there being fear surrounding I do get the reality of things, you guys. I do. I was actually facing homelessness at the beginning of this year and a couple years ago too. I am very, very familiar. Trust you me being scared about money. And what I can tell you also as I've navigated things, because I've said this to many different signs as we're going through here, that fear is not real. And when I'm saying the fear is not real, I'm not trying to dismiss how you're feeling about something. I'm telling you to take courage. I'm telling you to realize that your job here is to overcome that fear. Fear is going to be present in literally every single situation for the rest of your life. Always. It is never going to go away. There's nothing that you can do to stop fear. But what you can do is approach it differently. Instead of letting yourself spiral on a fear or to laser it, for it to laser you to death, you can decide to start thinking about it differently. The fear is really, until something has happened, it is not real. It is only real until it's happened, or if you allow it to be real. Because that's a part of manifesting. When we're manifesting, it takes emotion and an emotional feeling, reaction, a clear, logical thought, and then gratitude and pulling it in to the present as if it's already now. The more intense the emotion is, the more intense all of it is. If you're freaking the F out about something, and they could be legitimate things. Like I've had people mention some really serious health conditions. I really freaked out a lot, you guys, when I found out I had narcolepsy. And that may not make sense to some people, and I'm grateful for that if it doesn't. Because just like a lot of other health conditions, if you haven't been there, you don't understand. It really sucks to be like trapped in a spot where the realization is this is my life now. I can relate. But I can also say that fear, like for me specifically, I'll talk about me, that fear of this is my life now, I'm always going to be tired, I'm never going to have, that may be true. And I do have, just like today, I'm feeling a little bit better than I did yesterday. Every day is not going to be the same. So my fear wasn't real, you guys, unless I focus on that and I make that a reality. And making that a reality looks like every single day I wake up and remind myself I have narcolepsy or this is what's going on. And so I have this lens, my narcolepsy lens, and I'm viewing everything through that lens. And everything that I'm afraid of or worried about, I am hyper fixated on and pick up in a hyper vigilant way because that's the lens that's in front of my camera. That goes for literally everything. I'm not saying that if you do have cancer, or there's been a death in your family, or there's some hereditary thing going on, that is all valid. And I'm not trying to be dismissive of that, okay? What I'm trying to say is that you still have a choice. No matter how dark the night is, the dawn will come, is what I'm trying to say. Excuse me. So, you have many opportunities here this week. but it is going to come once you start grabbing the reins of your own brain. Your brain reins, y'all. God. Grab your brain reins, okay? Because there's some cool shit coming in. Now, this is interesting. This is the energy that you need to release. Six of Cups talks about nostalgia. In this card, they do a good job representing it. It's like, it's your past kiddo and your future adult. That's what it can represent. So what's coming through to me on this, like I said, there's something about your past. I kind of feel like, I mean, maybe it is, for some of you, it is the little kiddo. It's that inner child. Something's going on. Maybe they're throwing a tantrum right now. Think back to May, early May. What was going on, you guys? What was being triggered? Start piecing it together, Nancy Drew. There's something about your past that's coming through with this, because being a situation that you need to release in order to achieve the highest outcome, this is holding you back in some way. So this isn't, typically this can be like the warm fuzzies. Oh, I remember, Christmas when I was 7 years old and I got a train set and it was so great. Thanks, Cher. Whoa. This can be a pretty positive card, but in this situation, it's more like something's haunting you. Whatever this anxiety that is that's going on in your mind, the reason why you need to dive a little bit deeper here, go into your past. Go into meditation and ask specifically, yo, what's up? However you want to communicate with your spiritual side, whether that's your higher self, your spiritual team, ancestors, guides, allies, angels, divine beings, God, universe, spirit, yo. Start having some communications outside of yourself, because the self in this way really is not very real at all. It's code. Unconscious mind are programs. The conscious mind is programming the unconscious mind so that the entire vehicle can run on autopilot. The thoughts that are coming through your brain aren't even you. That voice that you speak to yourself with inside, that's not you. That's a program. Your personality, that's a program. Some of it's chosen, some of it's not, depending on how aware you are, but it's a program. My personality now is not the personality that I've had my entire life. This is something, although it is authentic, this is the way that I want to be. I want to be light. I want to be love. But it's taken conscious effort to start programming or deprogramming the unconscious. And it takes effort, continued effort. And I'm still not even a modicum of a fraction of the way there. Consider it, you guys. Something from your past. Start diving deep. Because that's what you're being asked to look at this week. Something is coming up. What lies beneath. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards on the outcome, your bane, boon, and what needs to be released here. And then we'll move on to love and career. Love and career. So Spirit, can I get some clarification on everything I just said, please? Please, please, and thank you. I said you got it, or you want it, you got it. Thanks, Spirit. Okay. Six of Pentacles is clarified by abundance, an inflow of money, love, or rewards. So, like I said, the way I'm taking that, having this energy coming in at the beginning of the week is pointing to me here of this saying, this is talking about a flow. There is a flow of money, that influx that is available to you, but right now, the flow is off for most of you. Or I would say probably all of you. Maybe there's one person out there that's just got it on lock this week. I don't know. Most of you are having a hard time giving enough. And some of you, I think, are struggling with receiving enough. And in essence, really, like, they're kind of the same thing. Like, because it is a part of a flow, it is all one direction. One direction. We're one direction. So giving is receiving. Receiving is giving. Okay? Does that make sense? But you're blocking the flow in some way. So you're being asked to go in to your internal realm, talk to your guides, summon your higher self. Please possess me, higher self. Jesus, take the wheel, so to speak. Because there is abundance that's coming in, but right now it's blocked. The flow is not moving in the way that it needs to, okay? So get some pink bismuth, Pepto-Bismol, so you can get back into a proper flow. 7 of Wands here, if we can get some clarification, please, Spirit. This week has been, so far, your guys are the air signs of the first round for the week, and so far, Spirits, it's not like harsh, but they're coming in like, okay, you know, there we go, sit down. Hope you guys brought some lunch and a water, because we're getting into it. 7 of Wands is clarified by realignment. Shift your perspective for a gained sense of clarity. So in connection to this, like I said, get that bubble, blow that bubble up, get some bubble yum, protect yourself from whatever's going on outside so that there's not an effect. Not that there's an attack or anything like that. It's just you need to sever a little bit from the outside world to go hermit up. And the purpose of that is for realignment. You're being asked to go examine what is out of alignment so that you can realign. Like you go to the chiropractor, if you're speaking of alignment, they don't just like, all right, you know, thanks for joining me here at my chiropractor practice. Go ahead and just lay on the table there. I'm going to just throw some adjustments at you. They're going to examine, especially as a new patient, they're going to examine what's going on. And depending on how thorough it is or why you're there, you know, say you're in an accident or something like that, and you go to the chiropractor, they're going to be really examining what's going on. They're going to be manually feeling your spine. They may even do some scans. That's what you're being asked to do right now. Go examine your spine. Go examine your spine. And you know that's funny, actually, examining your spine. Because if you think about it from a physical sense, us as a body, everything in our body is designed to protect our spine, our brain and our spinal column. The brain and the nerves and everything that come down the spine, when you boil it down, that's really all we are as a physical being. Everything else is made to keep that alive. The heart beats blood around to it. The organs process things and they purify. Lungs bring oxygen in. The arms and legs allow us to move, allow us to put food in our mouth so that we can feed the brain. Go examine your spine. Get to the center of yourself. I love that. Gosh, Spirit, thank you. Going into the chiropractic realm. Totally. I love that. I'm here for it. Okay. So Ace of Pentacles, if we can get some... Just got all the chills. Like my team's like, yeah, you got it. Yay, gold star. Do I get some ice cream now? So Ace of Pentacles, clarification, please. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's fun. Go check yourself out. You need an alignment. Whoop. Balance. Juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. This totally doesn't fit into the message at all, what I've been saying. So, especially being in the realm of Pentacles here too, like I said, it talks about opportunities being available. It could also be pointing to, more specifically, just your money, the way you're relating to that, which was at the beginning of the reading there. But you're being asked, regardless, to bring things into balance. Something is out of balance for you guys. Balance. Hermit talks about becoming balanced inside. This is out of balance. This talks about balance. I don't know. Consider it. Maybe think about balance this week. You could do it, Libra. I believe in you. Whatever it is that you're juggling, take some breaths is what I'm getting. Like I just stopped breathing there for a second. I feel like you're taking things too moment by moment, not in a being present sense, but like you're overwhelmed by every moment that is coming in front of you. And I'm seeing like you're looking down. You're not even looking up at what's going on in the world around you. Look up, you guys. Look up. So that you can start to see what is out of balance. Because if you're just taking the blows as they come and you can't even in any way predict or see what's coming down the pike for you, well, gosh, yeah, that is, you're reacting to everything. And reacting is not the way that we thrive. That's how we survive. But this is talking about helping you get to a place where you can start thriving. And I don't mean the Level company, okay? to start becoming more than you have been. And you guys want that, Libra. You've been asking for that. I know you have. I can hear it. You deserve that. And in order to ascertain that, you need to take the steps that are necessary to get to that aisle in the grocery store where they're selling balance. Get away from the fried chicken. I know it smells good, but the balance is over there by the broccoli, okay? And the aubergines. Yeah. Oh, feeling much better today. Much, much better. Like I said, you guys, it's going to go in waves, so I almost said sorry. It's not something that I want to apologize for. It's just, that's what it's going to be, okay? So 6 of Cups. Can we get some clarification on that, please? 6 of Cups. What about the past here? Got to put your past behind you and put your behind in the past. Hakuna Matata, you guys. Manifestation, law of attraction, thoughts become things. Okay, so what I'm taking from that, along the same lines, what you're being illuminated here, what you're being shown here is what is out of balance. Whatever that thing is in the past that you're still existing in, because the brain doesn't know time. You think about something, you think about a memory, and it thinks that you're there right now. It's happening right now. The brain is beautifully powerful and impossibly stupid at the same time. And until you start realizing that and putting that into a concerted effort on a day-to-day basis, you're going to be in the same place you've always been. So you're being shown here that there's a pattern from your past. It could be a trauma. You went through something really traumatic. Maybe you're struggling with PTSD or PTS-like symptoms, because you can still have post-traumatic stress symptoms without it being a disorder, you guys. But there are those who do have PTSD as well. I struggle with that. I mean, I've gotten a lot better. Done therapy, y'all. I highly recommend it. So there's something from your past that is severely affecting your balance right now and your ability to manifest. So go meditate, you guys. I am just going to change my channel name to Meditate. Because I say that so many times. Because it's so important. It's so, so important. The point is not out here. And it never, ever will be. Even if your point in this life, like mine, I know, is to experience love in an interconnected way. Because I spent a lot of time on my own, done a lot of development, I'm doing my own damn thing, and I'm very comfortable doing that. But I'm here now to learn interpersonal relationships, and even with that being more out here, it starts in here. I can't have a healthy or balanced relationship in any way if that isn't already healthy and balanced inside here. And I have had to sift through a lot of crap that has been thrown my way my entire life. And I spent a lot of my life going, this wasn't my fault. I didn't deserve this. And, I'm hurting and I need to be healed. While all of that is true, there comes a point where you have to, and this is a hard pill to swallow. I'm going to be just very truthful with you. You didn't deserve those things that happened to you. That pain, that's all real. You don't deserve to be in pain. The way out, though, the golden stitch for that wound is not ever going to come from the person who caused the wound. although you didn't deserve it, it may have not have even been your fault, because a lot of the times those things aren't. When we have things that are taken from us in regards to innocence, the things that really cause us deep, deep pain, we have to do the work ourselves to heal that. We didn't cause the damage, but it is our responsibility to heal it. And that is, for me, the hardest and largest pill I've ever had to swallow. But I'm glad that I got a glass of milk, okay? Because that is the way through. That is the golden stitch. Be angry about that truth that I just gave you, if that's how you feel. If you feel indignant about what I just said, I'm sorry that you feel that way. It is still truth. And it still is not fair that you went through what you went through, no matter how severe or not as severe it was. We didn't come here to suffer, but that is a part of this experience. And just like it's important to own that reality, it's just as important to own the reality that we are literally the only people ourselves who can repair that. We may need to ask for help outside of ourselves, but it starts with you going, well, shit, I need some help. Help me. I might do a bit of, I said the other day, like, this is favored in sign language, in American Sign Language, because I keep forgetting that this is, got some global viewers here. And every region has different signs. So, anyway, you guys, there's some wonderful, wonderful things. You're just being reminded of the law of attraction, to bring it back to what I was saying. If you are projecting out there whatever this pain is that you were stuck in the past, and trust you me, believe you me, I know that I was bringing around, well, really the same situations that I had gone through from basically birth to 18, just past 18, just repeating the same trauma that I had incurred. Because I didn't know. I was just so in pain, and I feel so deeply. I am a highly sensitive person, and my ability to manifest is very powerful. So I was just like throwing off rockets of self-destruction and continuing to blame everybody else for it. Because, you know, the initial blame belonged to certain persons, and even though they never took ownership for it, I had to own it in a healthy way. Not as if I was the one who did it to myself, but just owning the reality that because it's not a just, owning the reality that is my reality. If I want to be out of pain, if I want to be out of that past situation that's causing me to manifest the same shit over and over again, I need to do something different. I have to go back and face that pain to heal it. And that's hard, you guys, because the ego's a son of a bitch. Its purpose is to keep you alive. It's to keep you safe. And that's what it's continuing to tell you is, aren't I keeping you safe? Remember how repeating this story our entire life has kept you safe up until this point? Yeah, you know, you have a 100% survival rate up till now. You're here. But are you living? You know? Are you suffering? Your ego's a liar. And it's not about complete ego death, because you do need some of it. Part of my problem, like I had a really unbalanced ego with the trauma and everything, and then I had a really underdeveloped ego as far as confidence and things goes. So you do need some ego. Don't kill it all, but you know, maybe asphyxiate it just a little bit. Control it just a little bit. You guys deserve to heal, Libra. I love you so much. And I know I don't mean to be harsh or spirit, because I'm feeling encouraged to say that. That is a personal experience of mine I've been through. And yeah, it's hard. It was a hard pill to swallow. And it may take some time for you to swallow it, but start swallowing. Open up your throat. Get it down there, okay? Because the sooner that you do, the sooner that you can start passing through that eye of the needle. And I promise you, you won't regret it, okay? So, we're going to get right into love here. King of Cups is, well, here we got the Moon. The Moon, King of Cups, and then Five of Wands. So the moon is representatory of things that are hidden. It can be emotions, but it's like the dark side of emotions. Not quite the devil, but something that's hidden. It's going on underneath. This lobster here represents our basic human fears. And these people who have these animal masks on that are wooing at the moon, is representatory of unleashing our wild side. So I'm kind of getting, this is an interesting message. Whether you're in a relationship or you're single, the message is the same. There is a note of needing to let loose a little bit. Like, not to become totally animalistic or carnal, but also kind of. So, yeah, we'll look at this in the sense of a single person first, okay? In the theme of letting go a little bit, letting loose a little bit, the King of Cups is all about mastering our emotions, being the master of your emotions. The person who is rowing this boat here, it's choppy water, and they're just happy as a clam. IDGAF is what they're saying. And they're happy to be in this choppy situation, not because it's fun or enjoyable, but because they're in such command of their emotional state, it doesn't bother them. This is in a position of to avoid this situation. So as a single is where I'm starting here for you guys. What I'm getting from this is that some of you may be overly emotional about something, and I think that it's connected to whatever it is that you're needing to go inside here for and look at with what's happening with your inner kiddo. And if you skipped ahead to look at this, I always am going to recommend that you guys go back because it's always connected. So you're being asked here to maybe let what you're letting go of here is your control over your emotions. Maybe you've been keeping this mask on or trying to keep yourself together to a point that it's not allowing something that is poisonous to come out of you so that you can be healthy, respond in a healthy way. Is kind of what I'm getting from that. As far as the action to take here, though, you've got Five of Wands, and Five of Wands can be competition, it can be leveling up, rivalry. So for some of you, I actually get it's important to let loose a little bit, let go of control of the emotions just a tad, because maybe there is somebody that you're interested in that it's just going to take a little bit of maybe peacocking, I don't know, to, I don't want to say win, but maybe there's somebody else that is vying for this individual's attention. And yes, what is meant for you is meant for you, but we also have many different options of situations that we can take advantage of, and you get to decide. So this is a place where, as a single person, I see, well, maybe you need to stop focusing so much on your emotions or to tend to whatever that trauma is so that you can, in a healthy way, with healthy ego, be competitive in a healthy way to showcase those wonderful parts of yourself for this individual. That's what I'm getting with that. And in a relationship, I mean, similar, there's something that, what I'm getting is that there's something you're not talking about. Secrets is a part of this card too. There's something you're not sharing with your partner or haven't ever shared. Maybe it's because you haven't shared it with yourself. And that's what's coming up this week you're being asked to look at in connection to your past and protect that energy, because this is a big deal. What I'm getting with the action to avoid as far as the King of Cups here is to not let this overtake you. To start bringing that into the experience that you're experiencing, but not to let it capsize you. And with this portion here, this can also symbolize leveling up. So in order to level up your current relationship, if you are struggling with anything right now, I mean, when is everything hunky-dory, truly? I don't think ever, but peace comes more from acceptance, I think, than it actually being peaceable. But there are times where there's some peace. So I'm just getting that this is an opportunity for you to level up you in your current relationship, which is also going to level up the relationship. So I'm going to pull an oracle card on this. This one's probably going to end up being the longest video so far. Just getting longer and longer, you guys. I don't know. You guys needed to hear this. You've been struggling with your past, and it's time. It is time, Simba. Wisdom, knowledge gained through experiences or from a wise counselor. It ties into the message that I've been talking about this whole time. But I think that the wisdom, whether single or in a relationship, this is coming from you tapping into what that message is. So like I said, it's not really like the animal side here or the carnal side for you on this card. It's more like your spine, your inside, who you are. That carnal animal center, your basic function. There's a message there, you guys. So whether single or in a relationship or not, you know, single wanting a relationship or single not wanting a relationship, same message. There's something that you need to gather from inside of you that is a huge piece of wisdom that's going to help you move forward in a really substantial way. So you can do it, Libra. I believe in you. I believe. So let's move into career here, starting with the Knight of Wands, and then we've got the Empress, and then Seven of Wands. So in a career sense, Knight of Wands is somebody who, so all of the Knights are about action. And being in the Wand suits, we're talking about passion and creativity. So this individual is... Okay, guys, I'm going to be a little bit quicker about that. I upped the definition on my phone here to as high as it could go just to see the difference. And the difference is it takes up a lot of storage space. So back to this Knight of Wands here. Just got a few minutes left that I can record. There's a need to start bringing passion back into what it is you're doing work-wise. You guys have lost a spark of some sort. So Knight of Wands is that creative. They're a spitfire. They can be a little bit reckless sometimes, but I'm not getting that for you guys. I'm getting that you've lost something that you're passionate about. You're just flopping around like a fish, like I said. What you're doing for work is not sparking that fire for you, and it's probably mostly for most of you because you're not putting that spark into it as well. So the Empress here, as far as what needs to be avoided, this is a very nurturing energy. It's the warm portions of the divine feminine. So loving, intuitive, nurturing kind of energy. I think what I'm getting from that is this right now is not about like hugging yourself through a situation. If work isn't working for you, it's not about nurturing. Maybe there's a little bit more logic that needs to go into that. What do you guys want to do? You know, do you want to continue doing what you're doing? Do you want to look around and see if there's something else? Is it that you need to bring the spark back into the situation? You're the only one who can figure that out, especially by going inside and meditating. So the action to take is the Seven of Wands, and this is, you have that in your challenge. So this could very well be connected to work as your challenge here too. There's a need to defend something. Maybe some of you this week are going to have, I don't know, some drama come up, or maybe a schwipsy-doodled on a project of yours and you need to ask forgiveness rather than permission. I don't see it as an extreme thing, but if it is revolving around drama or that sort of thing, I would say just stand your ground and be pragmatic about defending yourself. You don't need to go off on anybody or fly into a defensive state. The defense that I'm getting from this card does a little bit better job showing it, is protecting your energy in that situation, okay? Not letting somebody steal that from you. Can we get some clarification on career here, please? Before I run out of memory. Gotta clear off my phone here. Well, I'm gonna order a camera here soon, but this is what I got so far. Wasn't expecting this much growth, you guys. Evaluation. Feed out what doesn't serve you, reevaluate the situation. So that's exactly what I was saying. Figure out what is going on with your passion level. Figure out what you need to do to move forward, whether that's leave where you are or to revamp what you're doing right now. Either way, both are great options. I don't think you're being encouraged to leave or to stay. You're being encouraged to figure out what it is that you want. And once you can start clearing whatever that is from the past, it's going to become a lot easier for you to get to the bottom of what's going on. Okay? I love you so much, Libra. Thank you